honestly didn't think I could come to a birthday party at this time. But I also remembered that maybe it's even more important now that we stop and acknowledge something beautiful. And honor it, acknowledge it, bow to it, celebrate it, and give thanks that they're still beautiful. But still, I wasn't sure I was going to come because of where I'm at on the inside. And Lili actually asked me if I would come speak about the moment we're in. So first I'd like to read a poem that isn't my poem, but I've gone to it many times now over the years. By a man named Mark Lepa. Mark Nepo, thank you. Everything is beautiful, and I am so sad. This is how the heart makes a duet of wonder and grief. The light spraying through the lace of the fern is as delicate as the fibers of memory forming their web around the knot in my heart and my throat. The breeze makes the birds move from branch to branch as this ache makes me look for those I've lost in the next room, in the next song, in the laugh of the next stranger. In the very center, under it all, we have what we have that no one can take away, and all that we've lost face each other. It is there that I am adrift, feeling punctured by a holiness that exists inside everything. I am so sad and everything is beautiful. Now it's true I am a minister of fun, but I've also been initiated as a minister of death and a minister of love. And love in my world is a twin sister of grief. And if we skip over the grieving, to me it's essential that we don't skip over the grieving, because we'll be doing a disservice not only to us as a people, but to the next generations and the next generations, because we're still carrying the ungrieved grief of our people that came before us. So something happened to me on Wednesday. Something big happened to me, and I don't want to call it anything because it's moving in me in ways I don't know yet where. But something has changed for me, as it's changed for everybody in the world, really. And if I cry anymore, it's for my children and my grandchildren and all our children and grandchildren and their grandchildren, and for the earth and all life and all people. But something happened, and I don't care who you voted for, really. Something happened, and I'm not somebody that lives in the past in terms of being a victim of the scene of the crash. So I look at, from where I'm at now, how do we move forward? How do I move forward in this? And so far what I've come up with is, what happened when COVID happened was there were the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers. And that's still reverberating in the matrix. Maybe some of you still can't talk to your family members or some of your friends. And sure enough, here we are again with the Trumpers and the anything but Trumpers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that really hurts my heart, and maybe many of your hearts. And maybe there are people in here that aren't talking to each other over that very thing. And maybe some of your family members aren't talking to you, or you're not talking to them, or some of the people you live with. But that's true, and that's real, and that's here. We have to love each other no matter what. We have to love each other no matter what. We have to make that love, what you've been saying, deeper and wider and more real. And for some things, it's really difficult right now for me to love. Really difficult. But that's the practice. That's the only practice. That we're here for a short time. What we'll be remembered for is how we loved and what we loved. And we have to keep loving no matter what. And we have to ask forgiveness for everyone we've judged for whatever position they took and whatever position we took. And we have to forgive and ask forgiveness. And we have to say thank you for the teaching. What a giant teaching we've been given. Wow. 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 And how do we not go back into fear? Because fear is how we got here, not us. Fear is how the story has gotten here. Fear. And we continually have to choose love over fear. Thank you.